Hi, everyone. Hi, dear career seekers. Hello, Facebook. Hello, LinkedIn, if you're looking at. Hello, YouTube. Welcome. My dear career seekers, how are you doing? It's approaching the end of the year. It's been a challenging year, I believe, for a lot of you. So I am giving a free gift of Kickstart your dream career starter kit. So it's a starter kit. It's a collection of tools that I may put together for you. The first step for you to really finding out what's really the right career direction for you, and started of getting into it. So it's a starter course, and I'm giving it out for free for now. Now, I haven't decided when I will start to charge it, but eventually I will. So take the benefit out of this right now. Go and download it right now. And let's get started. What do I want to talk about today is an interesting topic. Reason that several conversations recently that I have clients, it actually came up of what's about Australian work culture? How is it different? Because I have clients, they are transmitting or transitioning into a career in Australia from different places, as you can imagine. So I have clients who works in the legal side. I have clients who works in the healthcare, and I have clients working from digital side and from all over the world as well. I have clients from UK, from Italy, from France, from New York, US, Canada, and a lot of them are coming into Australia. So this is a conversation came up several times. What do I need to pay attention to? What is Australian culture, work culture actually different like the other cultures? So I will share 5 surprises today that's special about Australian work culture. A little bit of the background when I was working. So I went and studied in the UK, back in Cambridge University. And I went back to Hong Kong. I worked in Asia, obviously, and in China. And I've been in Australia for a good 10 years, more than 10 actually. So I have to say, Australian work culture is definitely different, subtle in its own way, interesting in its own way. They are actually a elaborated list in my training course about, effective communication, persuasion, negotiation at work, in one of my training modules online. And if you're interested, please reach out for one of the free career chat down below that we can talk about how we can help you. But going back to today, because it's a video on YouTube, I know people have short attention span. Let's just start with 5. Number 1. Self-promotion. Do you need to know how to great or how to do good self-promotion in Australian workplace? Yes, 100%. So I would suggest, yes, you need to know how to do self-promotion, but not over the top. Generally, what I say is, we all know that American work culture, it's quite well known for, self-centered, being good at self-promoting. What's different about Australian one is if we were to say 10 out of 10, let's say 0 to 10, 10 out of 10, it's really good at or over the top of promoting yourself, then Australian is probably sitting around 4 to 5. Now, this is also in one of the cultural research as part of what we're doing as global culture forums that when we discuss. Australian more or less sit in the middle for all the Western cultures. So the communication style or the preference for communication at work, it's practical and down to earth. That will be down to earth. It's a word that I would really use to describe Australian culture, not just in the office, but also in general as well. People just really like to be honest and be straightforward of what you want to do, but not too diplomatic as well. So no beating around the bush. It's really about, I am ready for the next step. For promotion or for pay rise. If you're ready, say it in that way. You don't have to maneuver around it or say it or beating it here, beating it there. You can just go in the middle way. So yes, knowing how to self-promotion authentically, naturally. Having said that, I know that a lot of people don't feel comfortable when you're doing sales or promotion. You have to practice. But at the end of the day, what I believe, it's about communication at work. It's really about finding a way that you can be you. Of course, you need to learn this. There are strategies and there are tips, and you want to model people who you feel comfortable with, people who you like how they do things. But yes, you need to do self-promotion in a natural way. Secondly, or just a little bit more adding on to that, self-promotion, at the end of the day, it's really about making it very clear to people, actively or passively, what you are really good at, why you are good at it. As in, when I say down to earth, if you are going to say you are good at managing relationship, mention that you were previously managing key relationships of affluent clients of such and such, and the result was, the feedback was, the success satisfaction rate was. Those are all down to earth evidence of you are actually good at it without bluffing, without over the top. Moving to number 2. Second one, Australian work culture can be seen a little bit laid back. Well, everything is relative. When I say laid back, we are comparing Asian culture. You know how people are so advocate about working hard in China, in Hong Kong, in Singapore, in Japan. Oh my God, Japan. So, and also this is still laid back compared to some European countries and the US. How do I mean by that? There is generally less hierarchy and less bureaucracy and less appreciation of heavy hierarchy and bureaucracy as well in the workplace, which I think is a good thing. Like at the end of the day, we are living in a society that everyone is supposed to be equal. So if a very strong hierarchy that the authorities are so strong and they give you like orders and you live like a slave, that's not what you want. So in Australia, I would say at work, in terms of your job description itself, of course, you need to respect your managers. You need to respect the decisions and the rules that's set by the higher manager level. But at the same time, on a social level, on a personal level, you are of the equal of everyone in the office. That is just a general consensus that what I sense in Australian work culture, at least the healthy ones, which is a good thing. So as long as it actually provides an environment for you to be more confident and you can freely, or at least having that flexibility to go out to, have social conversations or have meaningful work conversations with people higher rank, on the higher rank, who are senior, who are more in the managerial level or mid-manager or higher manager level, which is good, right? So this is really going to help you with a network as well. And if you're looking for mentor, if you're looking to learn at work, to grow as a person, to model whoever you like, it's a good thing and good starting point. Third one, the third surprises of Australian work culture is, although they are a bit laid back, but Australian people still value punctuality and professionality. So people like to be on time. One thing that is definitely different is people like to start work early, right? No matter you work in the office or you work as a blue collar, as a labor job, people like to start work early. A lot of it is because of this gym culture or the beach culture of Australian, which is very nice. Or they have to send kids to school. One thing I noticed of several companies that I worked for IBM, I worked for the biggest Australian retail bank, Commonwealth. People do value gym. So there are normally shifts that you can choose, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8 to 5, 9 to 6. People would like to choose the early ones. But of course, there are still people who choose the later ones. But I'm just talking on a global general level. And people like to finish on time. People like to have their lunchtime scheduled so that regular and scheduled, so they can go to gym, they can do other stuff. It's not like every day you have to go along with whatever your boss feel like, or you always have to constantly do overtime. Working overtime is not a preferred culture in Australia at all. Now, this is very different versus in China, Hong Kong, Asia, and I know in the US as well, some like to work overtime, or this culture of you have to stay until your boss leave the office. This is completely different in Australia. It's not a big thing. You finish your work and you finish on time and you go home. It's the good thing. It's the healthy thing. That's the third one. And the fourth point is Australian people value fitness, wellness. Fitness, wellness, I'm talking about the gym, definitely is part of it. Work-life balance. And this is one of the things a lot of clients, me self included, really like about Australia. that you get to have time off for things that's fitness, wellness, for your hobbies, for other things you want to do. That's why a lot of people are working in a part-time, permanent part-time schedule as well in Australia. So you can legally and proudly work in one or two different industries or one or two different jobs in a formal setup. And people value family and holiday. Well, this is, again, one of the good things about Australia is the average national holiday for most of the companies is 20 days paid leave, plus 10 days sick leave. Some company could even have more than that, but this is the base. And also on top of that, some people have study leave, some have training leave, some may have, accumulated leave, some may have long service leave. So it could be even more than that. And that's basically at least a month of your holiday, paid holiday in Australia. So people are going to go on holidays. People like to travel, they like to go to Bali, Asia, Thailand. So this is, again, it's going to shape and form and affect your work in Australia offices. That people talk about holiday, that people plan for holiday. It's a very important component, as well as family, barbecue time, all those things. That's tip number 4. And tip number 5 is what I noticed, and this is quite different, and it's one of a kind in Australia, that blue-collar jobs, when I say hourly rate, than many office jobs. And this is not common in developed world. This is not common in UK, in Europe, in US, because those countries, they value education, they value, people, if you studied finance, if you studied marketing, if you sit in an office, the idea is you are generally having a higher pay than labor work. But in Australia, it's a complete different story. People who are electricians, plumbers, and construction people, they are having a higher base rate, and they have a good lifestyle as well. They usually start very early, 5 or 6, 7 or 8 in the morning, and they finish around 2 to 3 in the afternoon, or 3 to 4. They choose that mainly because they have to travel around the city in peak hours, so they can avoid it. So after work, they like to do, fishing, their 4-wheel drive, their dirt bike, fixing their own house, construction. So it's a really good lifestyle and choice as well, if you like to do that. So be aware if you came to Australia, and that's one of the things that you can consider as well. And yeah, that's it. So that's the 5 tips of the surprises of Australian work culture that I find interesting, and you may find interesting as well if you are not aware of them. It's good to be aware. However, being aware of all the culture ultimately is to serve your purpose of your communication goals at work, whether it's persuasion, whether it's sales, promotion, whether it's negotiation, having more clients, having better relationship with your boss, knowing how to do chit chat, small talks. If you are interested in all of those, they are actually all included in my course, how to maneuver those as a foreigner, as someone who has international background, or being someone English is not your first language. Reach out to me. I look forward to helping you. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, and I wish you all the best for your career and life. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.